Welcome back to WaterparkRanger's Let's Play Kingdom Hearts. In the last episode, we had some co-commentary, and we're exploring Atlantica, and we also rode the dolphin in the previous room, kind of. Well, actually, it was a few rooms back. Anyway, what we did was we opened up that passage and came out through the central vent there to return to this room. Now, like I said last episode, it's key that first off, you have to defeat the enemies in the room outside Ariel's grotto in order to be able to grab onto the dolphin and ride it. Unless you're really lucky, because usually what happens is whenever there's enemies nearby, the battle menu will switch to attack instead of, like, hold or board or whatever it is you do to the dolphin. So you have to first defeat enemies so that you have a clear shot, and then get onto the dolphin. Let it pull you around. I would recommend that you just let it take you around, like, one ride. And then after that, return out here to the central area. The dolphin should be around here somewhere. It's kind of a big place, so it's difficult to track. But as soon as you see it coming, you should get down, get kind of close to it, and I see it right there. So let's use the battle menu and grab on. That was the command I was looking for. So let's not press anything, let's just let it take us where it's headed. First, it might not seem like it's going anywhere, but it will take you down a hallway into another area through these harsh waters that you normally can't swim through because the current is so strong. Hold on, and it'll eventually let you off right here, this area that you would never normally be able to access. You have to come here, though. So this will lead you to the sunken ship area. It's a pretty cool place. It's a little bit creepy, though. I mean, sunken ships and all. But you know, of course, sunken ships means sunken treasure. Mithril shard! Oh, that's pretty much worthless, isn't it? But fortunately, these holes actually have quite a lot of treasure that I only really discovered this time around because I wanted to be pretty thorough. Oh, elixir, nice! That's awesome. Definitely worth your time to go and get stuff from the treasures here. You never know if it's ever going to be worth it, so I think that might actually be one of the most helpful things about this series. Even for me, I'm noticing just how good this is. The fact that you can see what treasures are in which boxes. So that switch over there, we can't actually reach it, and nothing we do will affect it. For now. You'll see that eventually that's something you're going to have to do. But right now, we don't have anything that can access it. Anyway, just get close to the ship. You can enter through any of the breaks in the side of the ship, or you can enter it the good old-fashioned way, down the stairs. And now that we're down here, there should be, yes, another treasure right over there. Assuming I can open it. Wow, I guess we can't access all the treasure. Oh, never mind. We can. This one, anyway. Oh, another mithril shard. That's actually not going to be very useful. And then, what's in here? Ooh, shark! That thing was, in Little Mermaid, this shark whose name I don't really know. I'm sure it has a real name. I'm sure it's actually in Jiminy's journal, but... anyway, whatever. This random thing I think is called the Crystal Trident. Yeah, it's just a quest item. You can't really use it for synthesis or anything. You do need it for this world, so you had to come here to get it. Anyway, the marking on it was actually seen earlier in Ariel's grotto. The problem is this giant shark whose name I can't remember, so we're just going to call him Bruce, after the great white from Finding Nemo. This shark is going to follow you around the different areas. It's kind of like a random chance that he'll spawn. It's very similar to Sabor in Deep Jungle, if you remember from way back when, which was actually, like, quite a while back in the LP now that I think about it. I've actually... As strange as it may seem, as strange as it may sound, I think that I've been pretty happy with the progress I've been making with keeping these updates pretty steady. And I feel like Sabor was a long time in the past. Yet it's also clear because all of Kingdom Hearts is pretty much all I've been devoting myself to. It literally is all I've been devoting myself to in the LP realm. I haven't even started gameplay for the next one, so really it was just a whole lot of playing Kingdom Hearts and then a whole lot of recording Kingdom Hearts. And I guess, you know, that's a given for any game you're going to play, but it feels especially more repetitive with Kingdom Hearts because I played through it kind of twice, just because I wasn't as familiar with the game, so I wanted to be more sure of what I was doing when I was recording. Which I guess isn't the worst thing, you know. I might as well get familiar with this game like I have with others. It's a pretty fun game, and admittedly, it is more fun once you actually know what you're supposed to do. Also, it's pretty rare that you get the shark twice in a row, but I don't know. Sometimes I guess you could be lucky. Lucky because when the shark appears, it actually clears out all other enemies from the room. I guess because they're scared of the shark or something, or because it would be awkward to have both of them fight at the same time. Also, I've kept looking up because it's really amusing for me to see that shark just fly up and fry itself in the sun. Okay, now we need to find the way back to Ariel's grotto. I think it's through here. Yeah, this is a central room, and then from here there should be a hallway that leads off it. That vent, of course, would carry us back up to the main room, and we don't want that. Oh boy, I didn't mention these things last episode. These are called, I think, sheltering zones. They're basically larger versions of sea neons, which are the small versions. And also there were those green things that we were fighting, those things that had little tridents and flew around. They kind of have like torpedoes for heads. I don't actually remember what they're called right now. I think they're called, screwdrivers? Oh my god, I probably got that horribly wrong. But I think they're actually called screwdrivers. Or something to that extent. Or bubble soldier? I don't know, that sounds more like it. Like, now that I think about it, that thing's called a screwdriver. Really? Third time? Okay, this has never happened to me before. I mean, I guess I'm pretty lucky to have this happen over and over, but I'm almost sick of seeing this guy's face. So let's clear him out. Oh my god, you know what this shark reminds me of? In Jak and Daxter, the first one, I don't know about the others because I never really played much of the others, but in the first one, Precursor Legacy, if you ever stay in the water for too long, like any big body of water typically connected to the ocean, then the lurker shark would come after you. And although it looked really stupid, they managed to make it always really creepy whenever it would appear. It was like the kind of like that drowning thing from the original Sonic the Hedgehog that apparently creeps so many people out. That's how I felt about the lurker shark in Jak and Daxter. And once again, Sora using his astounding strength to open up the way to Ariel's grotto once again. Once again imprisoned. And there you can see it, the little marking right over there. Oh, and I guess I never got this treasure chest. Mega Potion. That'll be great if I can ever remember to use it. I have all these items that I'm just not going to remember to use, like camping tents or all that stuff. The problem is, like, for items that totally restore all the MP and HP in your party and don't need to be used, they just typically don't need to be used under normal circumstances because you're going to find a save point that already does it anyway. And when they'd be most useful, like during one of the difficult, Olympus Coliseum Cups, you can't use them at all, which is kind of disappointing. Well, anyway, it looks like Mermaid Man over here has just destroyed the Crystal Trident. So all of our hard work was for absolutely nothing. He really is a jerk. I don't like this guy. In fact, the problem is that whenever I'm looking at this world, I think of, it's making me think of SpongeBob, because it's reminding me of the SpongeBob movie where they had King Neptune, whose crown was stolen by Plankton. Wow, that was a really weird movie. And I remember one of the strangest things about that movie was before it came out, I remember some of my friends were saying that it was actually going to be in black and white. And I was thinking, I hadn't seen any commercials for it, so I'm thinking, well, is this some kind of thing that they're trying to do to be, like, ironic or something? Because SpongeBob was kind of, back when it was a lot better than it is today, SpongeBob used to do all kinds of things, like, for irony or different purposes that I guess were kind of, like, humorous, artistic. Sort of how they had those, like, incredibly descriptive pictures of, like, Squidward up close. Like where he says, does this look unsure to you? And so I heard that it was going to be in black and white, but then I realized that the only reason that they were saying that was because one of my friends had actually gone on a vacation to China and gotten, off the black market, basically a copy of the movie before it hit theaters. And it was on VHS, it was in black and white, and everything in it was reversed. Not like the language, but I'm talking about, like, the image was kind of flipped. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes you'll see people who upload stuff on YouTube from pre-existing shows or whatnot, and the image will just be flipped for whatever reason. Well, that was the reason. And it was also in black and white. And I mean, I'm not going to exactly understand that part, but I'm guessing it didn't transition too well into VHS. In fact, I'm not even sure if by that point, this was mid-thousands, yeah, they probably weren't even making VHSs anymore. It's really funny, VHSs are like such a thing in the past, and yet I remember one, it was all my family had when I was a younger kid. Oh, and speaking of when I was a younger kid, I used to really like this movie quite a lot. And in fact, its sequel, The Little Mermaid 2, I'm not saying it's a good movie. It's by no stretch of the imagination could it qualify as a good movie. But it's one of the better Disney sequels, and I'm not even saying it's worth checking out, because it's not. But one of the interesting things about it, besides... Well, actually, that's not interesting. The thing that I find pretty interesting about it is that the penguin in the movie... there's a penguin in the movie who talks and stuff, obviously, because all the animals talk, typically. And he's actually voiced by the same guy who does the voice of Daxter. So, actually, I find that pretty interesting. And I think I actually saw that movie before I played Jak and Daxter. I really like that voice actor. There's certain voice actors that I have a lot of respect for. And although a lot of people like will immediately brush off Daxter as annoying, I really like his voice. And for a while I was considering doing a Jak and Daxter LP until I realized that it's difficult to do it because it's constantly auto-saving in inopportune moments. And we're going to continue with this next episode. See you guys then.